Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, step on up to this week's episode of Fridays with Franco.
I would be that guy, Franco. Today, we are going to talk about a lot of things, particularly organic give. I don't know how many of you guys got the email. So we're going to be talking primarily about organic give, and then we have some guests here. We're going to introduce a cool little project that they're working on, but we'll get to that a little bit later. In the meantime, how's everybody doing? Thank God it's Friday. What's everybody up to? I think Fridays used to mean so much more, like time to fly out of town, time to go somewhere. But now it's like, what do you do? Just go home, watch Netflix? Yeah, there's a cool documentary that I want to see once it gets on Netflix, Designer Skin, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, so, James, what do we got?
Well, we're going to talk today about organic give, and we want the people get those questions out there. Franco's going to talk a little bit about organic give and with the Bishop machines, but you guys field those questions in the comments, and we will get to them and take care of you all.
Yeah, so we're going to have a little mock battle here. We're going to kind of create this imaginary battle between machines that have adjustable give and the term organic give. And we're going to let them battle it out and see who wins at the end of it all. And ultimately our goal is, as always, every Friday, that we can help educate you guys into understanding what tattoo machines do, all the intricacies of the tattoo machines, things like organic give, things like stroke. It's my duty, as I always say, to help educate you guys, the consumers, into what your machine is, what your needles are, what you guys use, why you like it, why you don't like it. So this is your chance to ask a ton of questions. But again, we're here to educate you all into knowing more about your equipment. So we should dive right into some questions, James.
Let's get right to it.
Let's kind of set it up a little bit first. Organic give is a term that I came up with in about 2009, even a little bit after we started Bishop. And it was kind of like, how do I explain the proper way to adjust your give, adjust your pressure, right? We all know what give is. It's pressure. It's the pressure of the needles against the skin. What does that mean? That means the more pressure, the deeper the needles will go. That could be good for like color packing or line work. Of course, not too deep. We all know what happens when you go too deep. Blowouts. And then, of course, a little bit less. You can do brilliant work like David Vega when you learn how to do organic give in a softer approach. So there's this wide range of organic give between soft and too hard. If it's too soft, you guys are going to lose tones. Your tattoo client's going to heal. He's going to come back for a touch-up. If it's too deep, then you're going to blow out lines. You're going to get kind of scarring and things like that. So there's a sweet spot, and today we're going to talk about what that sweet spot is and how to go about organic give. And I'm going to first say that organic give is primarily achieved by you guys training your senses. We all have senses, right? We know how to ride a bike. We know how to drive a car. Some of us know how to skateboard. Some of us know how to surf. It's all a feeling. That's what it is. It's a feeling. A feeling is your senses being mastered, right? Andy, you surf, right?
Yep.
You're pretty good. What's the biggest wave you've ever rode?
I wouldn't say I'm good, but maybe 10 feet.
Oh shit, that's 10 feet bigger than I've ever surfed. So it's a feeling, right?
Yep.
Do you have to like learn every time you surf, or you just snap into the feeling?
It's a feeling. It's a knowing how far to go, not to go too much, or you're going to end up drowning, getting lift to the head, or going enough so that you can at least get into the waves. So.
Yes. So it's a feeling. So basically, before we get into the questions, I really want to start with organic give is a feeling, and in order for you to master that feeling, you have to become really, really mindful. Think of things like meditation, right? Like you still your mind so still that you can feel the slightest nuance. And so organic give, to master it and to become an expert at it, which will help you become a better tattoo artist, you have to master being mindful and sensitive to that feeling. And then when you memorize it, it's like Andy surfing. It just kind of comes. So James, let's get into some questions.
Well, let's see here. We'll start with Darren Luke Wolfpocky. This came from IG. And by the way, you guys, start asking. If you guys have any questions, please write them in the comments and we can address them right here, right now.
He's not lying.
But in the meantime, we've got our friend Darren Luke asking, I'd like a machine that stipples lines with ease, ideally single needle, tight 3s and 9 round liners effectively. I've used a number of machines and find, including the Zion in my worksmate, a little bit of a hit and miss.
Okay, so there's reasons why it's a hit and miss. And if you guys tuned in last time, we had the XYZ, which we're going to always continue to dive deep in the XYZ. But that can be for a number of reasons. Before you discount a machine, you really got to understand the stroke. It could be just the stroke, right? So for your type of work, I would recommend a 4.2 minimum, maybe even a 5.0. If you're doing fine line though, I think a 4.2 would be your sweet spot. A machine that has 4.2 stroke, but then you lower the voltage. You lower it to, like, depending on the machine, a little lower than you would think, would be, too low. And what you get is more of a peppered look. And so you can control that peppered look through two things: your hand speed and how low that voltage is. But still, you have to have a 4.2 stroke, because the bigger the stroke is, it moves up and down larger, longer, right? So when you're passing through the skin and it's moving up and down longer than, say, a short stroke, like a 3.5 or a 2.5, you need a little bit of time in between the hit, right? And so what you get to do is sort of layer your stipples to look like a Mr. Troshin or an Alex Sorsa. These are like masters that are mastering that type of work from your question, and they begin to, like, really understand, when that needle's going to hit, and then they play it into their favor. They start learning how to shade and layer those dots, so they can get it as peppery as they want or as smooth as they want, depending on their hand speed and lowering the voltage. But remember that the most important answer I can give you is don't use anything less than a 4.2 stroke.
All right, well, we have a question from our brother, Mr. Carlos Bonfil, and it's actually a two-part question to the girl, Kayla Moreno, who's asking. But okay. Carlos, who owns a 24-karat gold Magi, is asking, when is the Wand El Chapo coming out?
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm holding this for good luck. I don't know why.
Ooh, let's take a look.
Where's the other one at, James?
Just put it over here.
Okay,
hold on one second here.
Quit teasing him.
Hey now. What do we got going on over here, Franco?
Okay, so we are about to get into building these. This is the one that Hernan just dropped off, right?
Yep.
Ooh. So Hernan's got a bunch of them. Our engraver, Hernan, one of them. And he is about to drop off a pretty nice stash of them. I think, like 15, 20?
We have about 29 of them coming in.
Okay, 29. So these go fast. I mean, it took about 3-4 months to get 29 of them, guys, girls. So you best to tune in and grab them right away before other people's fingers beat you to the punch.
Now they come in different parts, because the one you're holding in your right hand.
So sometimes we get people that are like, hey, I really want an El Chapo, but man, I can't spend that much money. And they're expensive, because what we really do is take care of our engravers. We make sure that they get paid. This stuff takes a lot of time. You know how important it is for each of your hours when you're working. So there's a lot of time that goes into these. Then there's a process where you have to mask them off, get them gold plated and then chrome plated. It's quite an ordeal, and we'll probably start filming some of that action one of these days, just so you can see how the El Chapos are made. But nonetheless, they're kind of expensive when you get the fully engraved ones. It's just more time. So for the folks that want something, we have a more simpler approach where it's just the band, so you still get that bling bling. And this is a little bit less expensive than one of these daddies.
You still get to flex on your friends.
Yeah, so it all depends on how hard you want to stunt on your homies.
That's what it comes down to, right?
You know what I mean? If you're a semi-stunter, you want this bad boy. If you're a hardcore stunter, you know what I mean, and you're working, next to Paul Wall or, a famous jeweler near you, you might want to get this bad boy. So we got some people that tattoo a lot of celebrities. We got a couple guys that are always tattooing the ball players and stuff, and they love stunting with this bad boy. I don't blame them. These are guys that have nice cars and big houses, so why not get tattooed with a machine like this?
Nothing like jewelry is your tattoo, right?
So yeah. So there's a small amount of them, and they will disappear fast. But to really answer your question, is probably, I would say they might be online as early as the week after next. So stay tuned.
Get those dial fingers ready.
We'll be announcing them too, by the way. We're not just going to pop them up. So stay tuned. We're going to kind of tease you guys and let you guys know when we're going to drop them. So everyone will have a fair chance to get them. So
Carlos, you're officially on notice.
Yep.
All right, so the second part to that question, our friend Kayla Moreno is asking, will the new El Chapos have different strokes?
Yeah, you know what? You'll be able to order these, I believe, well, because it all depends on which one you get, but you will be able to, depending on the back plate, you'll be somewhat able to pick the ones you want. Not all the variants would be available, maybe not, but, well, I should say that in other words. All of the variants will be available, but it just depends how many of those variants are available. Like, for example, there could be like 10 packers and 5 liners and 7 shaders. So that's kind of how we're doing it. So once they're gone, they're gone.
Okay, thank you for that. The next question we have is from our friend Terrence Westbrooks out of North Carolina.
Okay.
Are the wands better than coil machines for black work?
You know what? So in my opinion, yes. But then that's kind of like let me explain it why. It all depends on which wand. Let's talk about the liner wand in particular, or even the packer. It goes back to the age-old debate of which machine is right for you, a coil or a rotary. And I'm a rotary guy, right? So I have my reasons for liking rotaries more than coils, and I've used coils as well throughout my 27 years. But I would say, consistency is everything. A consistent hit from a rotary, not having to worry about coil machines bogging down from shitty power in the building and things like that, or capacitors going out, or springs getting too hot, weird things like that happen. It's kind of been said that a rotary machine works until it doesn't. It could be the motor that died, but it's just done. Whereas a coil machine, it's like finicky. It's like you have to have the right electricity, the right temperature. Those that use coils, how one machine could work perfect one day, and then the next day it's kind of spinning a little bit out of control. But for black work, right? Was that the question on
yes.
style? So for black work, I mean, look, you can do nice black work with a coil. I'm definitely not saying you can't. You definitely can. It's really about what you're comfortable with. You can drive a Honda Civic from here to Vegas, or you can drive a Ferrari. For sure, the Ferrari will get you there faster, but the Honda will get you there as well. So a lot of times people find that, and this isn't my words, this is years and years of feedback from you guys. A lot of people feel that rotaries get you there faster. I mean, if you guys use rotaries, you already know you can get them done. You can get tattoos done faster. With black work, faster for sure. So it's not so much of can I use a coil and can I achieve that? Yeah, you can. What we like about rotaries is you can faster because there's no bogging down. It just hits. Like we always talk about, that rotary motor, it spins around and around at a specific RPM with a specific torque. It's built into the motor. It's not going to change on you. So for that matter, you can definitely work faster with a rotary doing black work, especially if you're stippling. Yeah.
All right. Well, our brother Shez Grave is first off wants to say good morning. So good morning to wherever you are, my brother.
He must be way over there.
Oh yeah, and he has the one question that everybody's asking about.
Can I try to read his mind?
Let's see if you're psychic.
Wants to know what my favorite color is. He wants to know if there's a battery pack coming.
Ah, yes.
Battery
Franco, how soon is the battery pack coming out?
I thought today they were going to arrive, the samples, but I checked my tracking. They're coming Monday. So Monday I get my final samples that I'm pretty sure I'm going to sign off on. And we're going to do a video next week.
I was going to say, yeah. I think we can't hold out for the people.
So we've been talking about the battery pack, and as I always say, nobody wants this battery pack out more than I do. So I know you guys want it, but I'm guarantee you nobody wants it more than I do, because I got a lot of pressure on me because everyone's asking. Not only do I want them for my own tattooing, I want them so I can satisfy you guys when you ask, where's the shit at? So here's the thing. When I get the samples, we're going to do a video. It'll be our first video where we have the actual tangible, in my hand, Bishop battery pack. So you'll be able to see it. We'll be able to talk about it. And I'm pretty sure this rendition is going to be the right one. COVID set us back quite a bit, probably 4 months. So we would have had them. But hey, a lot of people would have had a lot of shit, including jobs, except for COVID came and screwed that all up. So I hate apologizing for stuff that's out of my control, but I'll apologize anyways. Sorry, guys. Trying to get it as fast as we can. So when it arrives on Monday, we'll gear up. We'll do some videos. On Friday, we'll do a video about the battery pack.
God, we can't wait to show you guys at home.
Yeah. And then from that point, it goes right into production, which could be 4 to 6 weeks. But at least we can have an answer that's, I don't know. From that to, it's in production. We're getting it this month or this week or whatnot. So we're getting closer to definite answers. So stay tuned and thank you for your patience.
And obviously, you guys, you will see us announcing that online with the release. So make sure you guys are stay tuned. Let's see here. Our next question is from our friend Becky Dahl. Is it possible to wrap the machine safely using the factory grip, or do we have to buy disposable grips?
You know, I always say safety and cleanliness the artist, right? There's cross-contamination. How does that occur? From sloppy techniques. I mean, but not just in the tattoo world. It can be in the dentistry world, the surgery world. Cross-contamination happens anytime there's blood or liquids and stuff like that. Whatever, even dentists. So we all have to for sure do our part and be as clean as we can. And we all know what to do. At least we should. So when it comes, I personally like disposable grips because the way I wrap my machine and the way I show people how to wrap it, it's just a flawless technique where you just throw the grip in the trash. So I'm a fan of disposable grips. If anyone asks me, I say it's easier, it's more clean. They're not super expensive at all, especially how how much tattoos cost. They're expensive, right, Jordan? Fucking expensive, right? What's $1.75 for a grip when they just paid you like $bucks? So all I'm saying is it's easier. You throw that sucker in the trash, and we hate having to throw plastic in the trash. But look, it's the lesser of the. On one hand, you have a plastic piece that you're throwing in the trash, and we don't like that. But on the other hand, you could be saving someone from a disease. So it's a fine balance, really. I don't believe in a lot of plastic items being made or being thrown in the trash. But when it comes to disposable grips, unfortunately, it's the lesser of the two evils. Be clean, practice hygiene, and you can use the other grips too. But you look into cold sterilization methods, and definitely, as I always say, when you grab your cartridges, don't ever touch the stem. Grab them by the base like you should be, and you'll save a lot of problems. And never use cartridges that have rubber bands or open membranes. Fully sealed membranes all the time, every time. Why would you wear a condom if it had a hole in it? I wouldn't. Would you, James?
Unless I was trying to have a baby.
Andy, would you?
I don't work.
Jordan, you would, huh? You would. I know you. So, in the same way that you wouldn't wear a condom with a hole, don't use a membrane that has a hole in it. Some of them are designed that way, or a rubber band, because the ink and the blood can shoot right past it into your motor. That's not good. We've had a couple of repairs come back, and right away when I take the machine apart, I'm like, oh man, he was using those cheap cartridges that most likely had a rubber band or whatnot. So be clean.
Little step backwards. Do we have a cost that we're looking at for the battery pack?
Yes, so it's going to be around mid to low 100s, meaning it could be anywhere from like 120 to 140, somewhere around there. Not any more than that though. Probably going to be around 130. Good news about that is if you buy a wand for $5.99, $600, and you buy a battery pack for, let's just say, $139, $140, do the math, James. Where are we at?
A lot.
I'm going to ask you because I really don't know.
No. We're at, what, 630?
630. 730. 739. So let's just say under $750, you'll have a badass machine with a really cool battery pack that lasts about 10 hours, fully digital. You can set it up from 6.1, 0.2, 0.3 full intervals, right? For under $750. Now, the last time I heard is the machines on the market that come with a built-in battery, they're quite expensive. I think they're around $1,200.
So yeah, about that's the going rate.
If I were you guys, I'd rather spend under $750 than to spend $1,200. And the cool thing is when you put the battery on top of our already short machine, you're talking it's very comparable to the length of the two most popular machines that are out right now with battery packs built into them, all for $750. Well, under $750. So that's kind of a fun option too. It's just if you guys are looking for a machine with a built-in battery, stay tuned for our battery pack. So it'll be a little bit more gentle on your wallet.
All right, let's see. Just a little check-in from our brother Robert Bales. How you doing, man? Checking in from Louisiana. Just wants to say what's up to you and I. And man, thank you for always tuning in, brother. We got your repair. We got everything taken care of. You're good to go, and we'll move forward with that.
Thank you, Robert.
Absolutely. Randy G's he had heard that there were going to be some stainless steel grips for the wand. He needs a little bit more weight.
Oh yeah, that's a good one right there. We talked a little bit about that last week. Adding a little bit more weight to your tattoo machine can result in better lining capabilities. Gives it a lot of people. I'll say this throughout our videos because it's good to know. A lot of people don't know why they like coils for lining. How many of you out there swear that you can't line with a rotary? You have to line with a coil. But how many of you know why? Most people don't. All they know is when they pick up their coil, it seems to line better. Most of the time, it's the weight of the coil machine, especially when you add a stainless steel tube and a traditional needle. You're talking 7, 8, 9 ounces. With that kind of weight, that needle's going right in the skin, right? There's no fight, there's no bounce back like some lighter rotary. So it's a balance between having a light rotary, so your wrist is still good, but having enough weight to do the work for you. The cool thing about the stainless steel grips, it weighs more, but it's not a lot of back weight, therefore your wrist isn't traumatized like using a 7 or 8 ounce coil for 5 or 6 hours. So that's the beauty in these stainless steel grips. I think they're a great thing. I personally can't wait to use some of them, and they're already here. Our packaging arrives Monday, James.
Yay!
So all we have to do is sit down, package them, and do a little marketing campaign, right, Andy?
A little bit.
Yep, we got to tell the story properly. We got to let you guys know when and where it's going to be available. They are here. Packaging arrives Monday, and we're going to have adjustable and non-adjustable, but I say get the adjustable. And we'll have it in 1-inch steel, 1 1/4 inch steel, and a couple of colors.
So you guys be on the lookout for the Arma aluminum grip, cartridge grip, and so those will be coming soon. Let's see. We got our friend Curtis Sorgi asking. Well, he's not asking. He's just saying that he absolutely he's telling it how it is. Okay. He absolutely loves the new cartridges. Franco, what's the difference between the V1s and the V2s?
The biggest difference is my good brother Carlos Torres. You guys ever heard of that guy?
Once or twice.
Yeah, his name is Carlos Torres. He does pretty decent tattoos. He hails out of Long Beach.
I know he plays golf.
He does. In fact, we played yesterday, and he beat me pretty good. No, Carlos Torres, in all seriousness, one of my favorite artists in the world, and he's one of my business partners in Bishop, Inky's Nocturnal, which means he's part owner, right? But he's kind of shy and lays low, so a lot of people don't know that. But Carlos Torres is the shit, and he's very picky. So when it comes to designing tattoo tools, me and him, we get crazy because I'm already picky myself. But when I bring Carlos to the table, the stuff that I was going to let slide, that I thought was perfect, he wants to redo. So the new VINCI V2 needles, in our opinion, are the most precise cartridges ever made. What I mean by that is each body, each plastic housing is designed per needle. So we're not doing what we used to do with our V1s or with what a lot of people do, which is you can use the same body for, say, for example, a 7 mag, a 1207. You can use that same body for a 1009. But it's like there's always going to be a little variance. So what we did instead is each needle has its own plastic body, which means we have a shitload of molds that we had to make. The airflow is nice. We got a couple of features in there that no one else has. We have a little airflow vent, which really helps with lining and putting out more ink. And it's got a stabilizer bar. It's got the fully enclosed membrane. We're licensed by Cheyenne, so we're allowed to sell them. And overall, they're tattoo artist made. They're not made by engineers in a different country that don't know how tattooing goes. I've been tattooing for 27 years, Carlos for about 25. So we're talking, you know, if you ask me that question again, James.
What really is the difference between the V1s and the V2s?
The difference is over 50 years of tattoo knowledge went into these cartridges between Carlos and I. It's a lot of years. It's half a century. So we know what we're doing. We know what you guys want. We're picky. If it surpasses our tests, like airflow, ink flow, no rattling needles, fully enclosed membrane, not too stiff, not too non-stiff. We've covered all the angles. Am I saying they're the best cartridges in the world? They might be, but I'm not going to say it. You tell us. Actually, he did.
He did.
But I'm going to believe him. I believe you.
In fact, we got our buddy over here, Mr. Jay Moncrief, just said he just ordered the Da Vinci cartridges and some Nocturnal ink today. And he mentioned that the 4.2 V6 liner with traditional liner bars are the only way he knows that he can pull a line comfortably with a rotary. So thank you, Jay Moncrief, for your support, brother. And we really appreciate it and glad to hear that. Now, as he just mentioned, with the V6, you're able to use traditional liners and cartridges, correct?
Yep, with the V6. I mean, the V6 was primarily designed as a regular long bar needle machine because, I mean, that was our first machine that we made in 2008. Not the V6, the V1, which I happen to have one here. Wait. Oh, we might as well show off some cool shit.
Yeah, we're having a fun day today. Why not?
Let's show them some candy. You guys want to see some cool stuff? I don't know where it went.
Well, do we turn the phone on our audience today?
We're going to do that here in a second.
Okay.
We are. How many of you guys remember the old V1? Boom. And I'm kind of answering your question. We made that back when cartridges were not even around. Look at that one right there. One of 1,000. I think I made that one in about 2007, 2008. Where's the box at, James?
The needle box?
Or the machine box.
The machine boxes, I have those over there. And oh, sorry about that. Yeah, we've got... Sorry, I had to move it and get out of the way here, but...
No worries.
Oh, the magical box of goodies. We're going to go on a history lesson in a box. What's going on in here?
This is another
What
one.
is all this?
Here, this is another one right there. Look at that.
Ooh-wee.
No one's even seen this one before. Magnetic driven. Don't ask too many questions about this. This is just, sometimes I make stuff for the hell of it. Look at that. One more time. Magnetic. Cover. Drop it like it's hot.
Soup!
Okay, we got, check this one out. Long time ago, I tried to make a vertical V6 with a slide. Look at that.
Wow.
Old school. Yeah.
Yes,
What
guys,
else?
these are all things you will never see.
Look at this.
Strictly out of the boneyard.
Look at that sexy machine. Engraved by Marked Up. Look at that.
Ooh.
Damn, she's pretty.
He's the one that just did your Rolex, isn't he?
You know what? He did. He's such a sweetheart. Look at that. Marked Up is a beast.
Loves his bananas and loves engraving even more.
How about this one? Speaking of Marked Up, this is a personal machine he engraved for me. You guys are probably like, what the hell kind of machine is that? Let's not get into it.
Yeah, this is some sorcery that was back in the day.
What else do we have here? Ooh, you guys want to see Travis Barker's machine? I'm holding on to it for him. The family. Stay tuned for a family collaboration. Famous Stars and Straps. One of my good homeboys, Travis Barker.
Damn, Hernan killed that.
Hernan is a beast. Look at that. The family machine. What else? And oh, we got a cool one. How many of you guys like engraving or biomechanical? Jersey Conrad.
Yeah,
From the UK.
We were definitely one of the first people to work with him. He does such an amazing job. His biomech style sculpture work is...
What is this here? A Mr. Cartoon, fully engraved Hernan. Engrave it. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to show you some of this stuff because it's fun.
Hotter than crack in '88.
And the first bishop ever. I'm just kidding.
Damn! You looked like you sawed off the side of a table.
And you know what? I got a cool machine that Louis gave me. Where's it at? Where's my homemade machine at?
It should be over here to the left here.
Oh, here we go. This is literally what the first bishop rotary looked like, everyone. First bishop rotary in 27 years ago. This isn't it, but this is pretty much a good replica of it that Louis made me.
Franco, that looks very similar to the Fantom.
The Fantom kind of is sort of my I don't know how to say it, James. How do I say it?
I would say that's an homage to your past. It's paying homage to your roots.
It is. Yeah, just showing off a couple machines here. Speaking of the V1, that's kind of how we started doing the long bar needles. They still work for cartridges, which he likes the 4.2 for lining.
Yep.
But yeah, we have a lot of cool machines over here. I even have some coil machines over there, but they have dust on them.
So we'll show those next time.
Yep. Let's answer a couple more questions and let's go into our secret special guests here.
Actually, Tim Thomas was just asking. You were talking about how rotaries, they either work or they don't.
Yeah.
He's got a question. How long can you anticipate that the wand's gonna last? 1 year, 2 years?
So it all, it's like an iPhone, right? Like this is a good comparison because a lot of people, I don't know why, and I've spoken to other machine builders, and it's kind of this weird, funny fact where sometimes people will buy a rotary machine and they'll sort of expect it to last forever, but yet they might break their iPhone 6 months in and get a new one or drop it in the water. So it really depends on how you take care of it. Don't spray it down with any kind of cleaning agents. Don't spray it down with water. It's like anything, you have to protect it, right? So if you treat your machine right, like we have people that still use the V1, 12 years old.
Aston, he's running his 214
Aston
every day.
Yeah, Aston Reynolds from the UK. We're talking he's been using this, he has a machine he's been using for almost over a decade. Then we get people that buy them and they break right away and then they send them in, and a lot of times it's user error. We look at the motor. It's like, I remember one time I dropped my phone in the water and I was so pissed off. I took it to the iPhone store and they're like, we're not going to replace it. I'm like, why not? It doesn't work. And they took it apart and they're like, you see this? That means water got into it. So it's like I can take machines apart and I can tell you what happened, right? And very rarely is it the motor. I mean, these motors are freaking expensive. They're over $100.
And they're always rigorously tested before it even goes out.
So Faulhaber is one of the best motor companies there is. For those that use them in their machines, you guys know. For those that don't, it's probably because you can't afford them, right? Because there was a time where I couldn't afford to buy a Faulhaber motor. But that thing happens.
That happens
but
once in a while.
If you have a Faulhaber motor or a Maxon or a quality motor, it's going to last you a long time if you treat it well. And like I said, every now and then there's some kind of motor issue. But usually what I've kind of found is if there's a motor defect, it sort of appears in the first couple of months. It's weird. That's just kind of how it works. So, but that's why we have a 1-year warranty. So you take care of your machines, your wands, they can last you years. The 1-year warranty is cool because it's a long time to get a lot of use out of it. And you should be able to use it for years and years. But if it breaks down, we've had it to where it's simple to repair. If you guys all out there have had repairs, you know how killer our customer service department is. We take it serious. So there is no 2-3 months waiting for your machine. We often turn around machine repairs within 2 weeks, which is pretty fast compared to some of the competitors out there. I just want to get it right back in your hands. So,
well, yeah. Just like one of our top fans here, Mr. Ralph Mero de Luna, says y'all warranty is one of the best in the industry. Customer service is #1 with us, right, Franco?
100%. And for you guys that like our customer service, it's not an accident. We have probably more. I don't like to call them employees, like family members, because we work with a bunch of dope people. But we got a lot of people that strictly do customer service. They don't build machines. They don't answer phones. It's strictly customer service. And it's very important to me because I'm a tattoo artist, and I want to be able to hold my head high when I'm talking to you guys at conventions and whatnot. So And that's one of the benefits of a tattoo artist-owned company, is I know what you guys are expecting. I mean, do we get people to take advantage of us sometimes, James?
It happens.
You know what I mean? But it's like a lot of times we let them. We let them because we understand it's like, hey, at the end of the day, they know that we're going to take care of them, and that's what we do. We take care of you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we've gone through the questions. Oh, what's the difference between the Fantom and the 4.2 stroke wand?
Fantom and 4.2.
And that comes from our friend Chente Lopez. Sorry about that.
Okay. The Fantom's got the softer motor. It's still got a lot of power. Aaron De La Vedova, brilliant color master, was using the Fantom for like bright colors, 14 round liners. So it's got a lot of power if you crank it up to 8, 9, 10 volts. So make no mistake about it. But when you got it around 8 volts, 7 volts, that Fantom is very forgiving for black and gray. So it's a little bit softer of a motor. The 4.2 packer, much stronger. It's got a more powerful motor, a brushless motor at that. So it's got more power. It can pack more of a punch. So that would be the main difference.
Okay, got one here actually from Celeste. Wanting to know, actually, she purchased a machine at a convention. How can she prove her warranty if she didn't have a receipt? We're going to take this one offline. Celeste, we'll reach out to you, and we'll get you all taken care of, my friend. We notice you, and we'll make sure you're good to go.
Yeah. And any questions in particular about organic give? I know that's a topic that we kind of got off topic, but one thing I want to say about organic give is it's something you have to practice. Again, going back to being mindful, think of it as learning how to ride a bike or surf a wave. You always want to understand that it's something you have to master. You're not going to just snap into it really quickly. And train your minds to be sensitive. It's kind of like drawing with a number 2 pencil, and you get all your gradients. You get your darks and you get your lights. And how do you do that, James?
I'm sorry, I was reading the comments
Okay,
here and got sidetracked. I apologize.
No.
I apologize. I'm trying to get the next question ready. Skirt!
Okay, you continue to do that. I'll answer the
right.
question. So you use a number 2 pencil, but you can achieve all the lights and dark values. And the way you do that is by hand pressure. So a lot of you know what I mean, especially if you're doing ballpoint pen drawing. You have a ballpoint pen that's black, but you can achieve every single value, every single tone by the pressure of your hand. You get sensitive. You train your mind to hear and feel and see how it looks when you're barely touching the paper or when you're grinding into the paper to create that black. It's a sensitivity that you have to cultivate. And for those, again, that do a lot of pencil drawings and a lot of ballpoint pen drawings, you've already achieved a sensible feeling to how to create every value. It's the same with organic give. You have to start to train your mind to be sensitive to how does it feel. I always call these the antennas. So you got your antenna hands that brace the skin, that kind of feel the vibration. And we know that if it vibrates too much, we might be going too deep. If we can't feel the vibration, we might be going too shallow. But nonetheless, we all know that you have your feeler hand, and that sort of is like speaking. It's like Braille, right? You can often tell, how your needle is, too deep, too shallow, by the way it vibrates the skin. And so just train your mind for that feeling, for that vibration. So as you're doing your tattoos, and actually study them. A good friend of ours, Sergio Sanchez, took it as far as writing notes down for each customer. So it all, it's like everybody wants to get good, but not a lot of people want to put in the time and the effort to get good. They just want to get good, simply that. They think that they can just buy machines and they're going to become good. Oh, David Vega, what machine do you use? Oh, I'm going to order that one. Maybe I can tattoo like him. Hell no. It starts with a good machine. But there's tons of technique. And again, that's why we're doing what we're doing here on the Fridays videos, is we want to educate you all that it's not just the machines, it's how you use them. Things like organic give, getting sensitive to how it feels. Remember, it's a feeling. You're going to be able to tattoo better. I love using David Vega as an example because he's got that delicate feeling down to a science. I mean, he can feel when the needle is like 1/1,000,000th of an inch in the skin or 2/1,000,000th of an inch in the skin. He can tell the difference. It's crazy how sensitive he's trained his ability to be. And when you, Jordan, you got a couple.
I was just about to say, this is the perfect segue.
Yeah. Okay, segue.
This is the perfect segue.
In action. So
come on down, Mr. Jordan Fino. Step on up to Fridays with Franco.
Let me see that David Vega softy right there on your side piece. Yeah. Okay, zoom into that one.
All right, so guys, we have our friend. Actually, Franco, would you like to introduce our friend here?
Jordan.
How's it going, guys?
And we got the other crew right here. Introduce yourself, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. How's it going? I'm Kyle.
I'm Charlie.
What's the name of the documentary you guys are making?
The name of the movie is Designer Skin. The premise of the film essentially sets out to explore the how and the why that quality of tattooing has gotten to where it is today. And further, that the artists are finally truly being recognized as artists. And in order to do that, we kind of not only have to talk about where it is today, but where it came from, and that's kind of why we're out here with Franco. Franco's seen the industry evolve over the last 25 years. He founded Bishop Rotary, and so a big part of how it got to where it is today is the evolution of the equipment and the machines, as he's kind of talking about right now.
Cool. And what are some of the artists that you guys have in the film?
Yeah, so we've been lucky enough to be welcomed into their homes across the world. We started with Nicky Norberg in Sweden, Mark Waskro out of Denmark. We got Stefano Alcantara out of Miami.
Deanna Smith. We're about to start filming with Robert Fall as soon as Hawaii opens.
Oh, Robert, our big brother.
Yeah, we've been kind of postponed on that because of COVID, but we're going to wait out the storm. It's going to be worth it to be out there in Hawaii with Robert.
You don't want to do a 14-day quarantine in Hawaii?
No, I don't think we want to sit in a hotel room for 14 days.
Not unless you're getting tattooed the whole time.
There's a
So you guys are like shining the light more on like the collector too, right? Like
exactly, because we've got collectors like Jordan Fino. He's got arguably.
Let's see some of your work.
Oh yeah.
Don't sing it, bring it. What do we got here? So if you could also let us know some of the artists as we go here. So just take it off, dude. Just take the shirt off. Come on. He's bringing sexy back. Oh, lighting's great.
Okay.
So let's start right here at the chest piece.
Yeah, Matt Jordan right here.
That's pretty damn good.
The traps above it are Stefano Alcantara.
Right there.
Beautiful Nico piece over here.
Who did the chest piece?
Which one?
The Jesus.
Matt Jordan.
Matt Jordan.
Man.
He's a beast.
And then we've got the arm by the one and only Mr. Nico Hurtado.
Nico Hurtado.
Sorry for the shadow, fellas, but
that is some pretty work you got there.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, the hands are by Jack Connolly.
Ah, those hands. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Iconic.
Your fingers are known around the world. You're finger famous, brother. Let's see that David Vega piece.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, so let's talk
about that, Franco.
Let's talk a little bit about organic give and what it means, right? So like, if you look at so one of my favorite artists is David Vega, and this is obviously a huge piece,
damn,
right?
Look at this thing.
So what makes a good portrait is the finessing, the softness, the nice grays where you can't really see the needle tracks or the needle marks, right? And that's obviously that's achieved by many different techniques, but it all boils down to the organic give, right? So if he went too dark or too deep right there where it's soft, it could potentially be too dark. So it's a lot of finessing that he's doing. So he's doing a combination of using the right tones and using the right organic give. And it has to be both of those used in conjunction with each other. And you achieve all that by the XYZ factor, right? But so when you're over here in the softest tones, you look at how beautiful that is, right?
My God.
There's a different give that you allow your hand to do in certain areas, and then areas like where it's really dark, you press on the gas pedal a little bit. You go a little bit deeper, right where the mouth is, right where the hair is. Go a little bit deeper, a little bit slower. So
gorilla too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This gorilla.
Here, let's back up there. Oh, you stay right there, Jordan.
Yeah.
Another David Vega piece.
But what's neat about this is his other ones are so soft. This one's got that hard contrast that really kind of...
Just showing that he can go there if he wants to. You know what I mean? He can go with a dark portrait. And then some of the other work you have on you, your back pieces, that's Jordy too, right?
Yeah. Another Matt Jordan piece. One of our Inkies family members.
And then this one right here, James. That one right there. Again, like using Jordan as an example organic give, having the ability to control your give. And the reason why I say organic is because two reasons. Well, I'm going to let you guys feast your eyes on this piece, but let me explain the organic give. So, organic is like natural. It's not man-made, right? So it's like organic give means you use your freaking hand to control the depth and to control the pressure. Back what I said earlier when we first jumped on, the battle between machines that have the adjustable give features, which are crappy in my opinion. I know I'm saying a lot by saying that, but I feel like I'm allowed to because I've been building machines for over 27 years, right? The reason why I say that, and I feel strong about it, and like I say in all the videos we talk about it, is you don't want to rely on a machine give feature to implant in your subconscious mind on the feeling, because remember, back to surfing waves, Andy, it's all a feeling, right? Yep. So if you have a machine with adjustable give, it's now one more thing in the middle to have to master and to have to learn, and that can kind of mess things up when you're dealing with softer and harder skin. What setting did I have it on? What was that one at? So I like to get rid of any adjustable give feature, and I like to use your organic hand to adjust how much pressure in and out organically, because you don't have to have a feature, you don't have to have a knob, you just have to use your hand and your senses to control that feeling, which is why we call it organic give. The give is all in your hand. The give is all here. No features needed, no confusion needed. It goes from my mind to my hand to the tattoo machine to the skin. If I have a feature in there, that's 5 things that are in the middle of my mind and the end result. So I like to remove all things out. Same with my machines. Our machines that we make, I don't like to have a bunch of different geeky features because that breaks down machines. I mean, how many times have you guys got machines and they break and they're so gadgety and filled with all these cool marketing words, you know? But at the end of the day, it's got to work. It can't break down. So I've always tried to make machines very simple. You got a motor, you got a cam, you have a drive system, and that's it. So organic give, get used to it. It's a lot better. If you do have I've been asked this question. Okay, Franco, I think I get it, but now what do? I have a machine I paid $600-700 for, and it's got give. It's got a give knob. I have an easy answer for you guys. Turn it all the way down to where it hits as hard as it can. So those machines have a little knob. You can turn it all the way soft and all the way hard. Turn it all the way hard and leave it at that. Never touch it after that. Just get used to your organic give. Any questions about that too? You guys can always DM us and whatnot. But thanks, Jordan, for letting me explain this theory with your black and gray.
Thank you.
And just to touch base, so again, the name of the documentary?
Designer Skin.
When do you think we'll be able to feast our eyes on this documentary?
So we've got final cut scheduled for November 4th.
Okay.
And hopefully by then we'll be able to announce a platform for you guys and where you'll be able to see that this winter.
And maybe talk a little bit about the beautiful cinematography, because I know we talked. You were. What I liked about watching the trailer was you're really shining. This is a funny story. When my grandmother was alive, she was this 90-something-year-old Catholic lady, and she hated that I tattooed. You know, she loved me as a grandchild, but she hated me that I was tattooing. Why do you do that? That's bad. That's sinful. You're going to hell. So I would always joke with her. I'd be like, Grandma, I don't tattoo. I deposit fine art underneath people's skin. Like, I'm not a tattooer. I'm a depositor of fine art under the skin. I figured out a way to do it. And she'd laugh and be like, you're crazy. So in the same way, I always thought of really good tattoos is of course they're tattoos. I'm not saying they're not, but it's fun to take it up a notch and call it fine art. And you're really shining a spotlight on that.
That's exactly right. The idea is to have a very thoughtful and elegant conversation about the art, and we think that the only way to do that is showcasing it with beautiful cinematography. Luckily, we've got Charlie Driscoll here as the director of photography.
Go Charlie! Go Charlie!
It's not your birthday. Go Charlie!
You know, and so that's exactly right. We hope to showcase it as beautiful art.
Yeah.
We don't think that's really necessarily been done yet, and we think that there's a lot of people who haven't really been able to recognize it that way.
Yeah.
So we think that art that's beautiful deserves to be showcased with beautiful cinematography.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, the other part of it is really getting a look into the lives of these artists who are kind of changing the industry forever, such as yourself and some of the artists we've mentioned before.
Yeah.
They've really all got really cool personal stories that we think people can relate to. And it's not just the tattoos, and the quality didn't just come out of thin air. There's a story behind all that that we think people can connect to.
Yeah, the backstory is always the best thing, because it's like, how did Nicky Norberg get so great, right? It's like, we want to know, you know what I mean? And so it's cool for storytelling purposes, especially as popular as tattooing is. I personally don't think there's enough documentaries or stories, or, you know, of course we can't stand these reality shows, right? All the drama. But in terms of like storytelling into what we're up to and how the tattoo industry is, there's definitely not enough. For as popular as it is, right? Like, I mean, think of like basketball, right? As popular as it is, there's millions of freaking like documentaries and movies and stories. For tattooing, it's, I think for the ratio of how popular it is, it's like, dang, there's not enough people telling stories. So I appreciate guys like you that can tell the story a little bit more and give the audience a sneak peek into our lives of how we do what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly right. You know, reality shows are out there and everybody's kind of seeing them. And I think that's kind of what people think of when they think of tattoo documentary or just tattoos in general, kind of the inner gossip and inner workings of the shops that go on. But we want to take it one step further and really have a thoughtful conversation about it and get to know all of you guys.
Cool, man.
Did you guys have a good time out here at Bishop today?
Oh, man, it's like a mini Google campus over here, man. It's incredible.
Anytime.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for
Thank
coming.
you for joining us, and thank you for allowing us to be a part of this. Franco, thank you.
Stay tuned. Designer Skin, they're going to do a cool little piece on Bishop and kind of relating, you know, the artists and their equipment, like, you know, what they do, what they use to do all these beautiful pieces. So it's going to be a cool documentary. I'm looking forward to seeing it myself.
Yeah, guys. Thanks again for joining us. You guys are all rock stars.
Instagram if you want to
Designer Skin.
The bio and some social clips up there.
Yeah, we'll put something up to point to that.
Yeah, guys. Thanks again for joining us. Franco, we've got to go here,
Okay,
but
so-
let's tell the people to make sure you guys get those questions ready for next Friday.
And remember, organic give is a feeling. It's like anything. You have to master that feeling. Again, like riding a bike or surfing a big wave or driving a car. It's all a feeling. Master that feeling. How do you master that feeling? Repetition, practice, believing in yourself. Anyone can get good if you just try, put the time in, the effort. But again, all it is a tool chest, right? That's what David Vega uses. He's this brilliant artist with a tool chest of techniques. And he pulls them out of his chest whenever he needs them, for whatever skin tone, for whatever subject matter he's doing. And again, it's our delight. I'll use that word. It's our delight to be able to add to your tool chest of tricks, tips, techniques that you guys can use, not just for our machines, not just for our equipment, but rotary machines in general, cartridges, ink, whatever you guys use. And we're open for all questions. So thank you guys again for joining us. And if we didn't get to your question here today, James, where can they get us at?
You can send us messages, DMs on Instagram. We have our Facebook group, our Bishop Family Facebook group.
Yep.
So join that. Get on the questions and just send us questions. But more importantly, when you're tuning in, feel free to ask anything. That's what we're here. We're open books for you guys because we want to see you guys all provide the best experience for your clients.
And we pick a topic throughout the week, but we kind of go off track a little bit, but we always kind of touch on that topic. So there's lots to know. There's lots of questions to answer. So feel free to let us know what our next topic should be.
So in that case, make sure you tune in next Friday with Fridays with Franco. Everybody, enjoy your weekend. Have a blessed day. And remember, if nobody loves you, Bishop's got you. And we out. No, we still got Chuco.
He's got your back.
You guys want to talk about one of the OG collectors right
Yes,
here?
speaking of.
Designer Skin movie. You guys, thanks again for joining us out here. We really appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you.
And we're out.